الحمد لله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وجعل الظلمات والنور ثم الذين كفروا بربهم يعدلون. الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق. Now, so we reached ayah 33, 30 in Surah Al-Nazi'at, where Allah Ta'ala says, وَالْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ ضَحَاهَا. والأرض بعد أن خلق السماء بسطها وأوضع فيها منافعها. So the earth, after Allah Ta'ala created the heavens, He stretched out the earth and placed in it its benefits. So this is from the excellence of preparation. And for men in general, and young men specifically, who are looking toward, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister Nicole, Aklima, Sister Dhakira. Now, men in general and young men specifically, when they're preparing to look for a spouse, we understand that the men have great responsibility when it comes to preparing life for their family, because we're the ones that have been placed in responsibility for taking care of them, for not really for provisions, for nafaqah, for spending, because Allah is the provider. We're the spenders. So in order to be the spenders, we have to be the earners. So because of that, what happens? So when we want to embark on the idea of taking on a wife or wives, and we believe that Allah Ta'ala, as long as everybody's healthy and nothing's wrong, that Allah Ta'ala is going to provide for us children for them. Think about these ayat. Likewise in Surah Al-Baqarah, هو الذي جعلكم ما في الأرض خلق لكم ما في الأرض جميعا. He created everything for you on earth. And then here we have this ayah, وَالْأَرْضَ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ دَحَاهَا. And after that, He spread the earth out, meaning that He what? After He created the heavens, He placed in the earth all of its benefits. So in preparation for having a family, we get the residence, we get the place, and put in it everything based on our knowledge that we believe they would need. This is what Allah Ta'ala did for us. Place everything in it that He knew. Us, we're guessing because some things are based on general needs that everybody needs, and then other things are specific. So now the husband goes, he gets the home. He's preparing for marriage. He gets the home. He gets the home and he places in it. Okay, the first resident for this home is going to be a woman. So he placed in it everything he believes that that woman would need. He asks his female relatives, Mom, okay, when a woman's getting married, what would she need to have in the house? And he places all those things in it, except for those things maybe that the woman needs to choose for herself. This is this is from the excellence of what? Preparation. So this is how we should move when getting married. Everything. And some cultures already have that. They already have like, okay, listen, in order to marry my daughter, you have to get this, that, and the third. And some brothers, especially traveling from the West, when they go to Africa, when they go to Arab countries, and they see that, they think it's robbery. They think, oh, they're trying to, no. She has those things in her father's house. So now when she gets to your house, she needs to have those things. She had food, she had clothing, she had toiletries, she had, she was dolling herself up, beautifying herself to a certain level in her father's house. She needs to be able to do that when she goes to your house. So it's when we look at marriage, you have to realize that you are now, it's just like in a relay race where they give the baton to the next one. They gave the same baton. The father now is giving you the baton. He's passing you the same exact responsibility. Everything that he was doing, you have to now take his place. The husband takes the place of the father in responsibility for the daughter. So whatever the daughter was getting in her father's home, the man has to, at the very least, give her that. She comes to his home. He's inheriting the responsibility. So that's one of the benefits we can extract from this ayah, that Allah Ta'ala placed in this earth, in it, everything that he knew we would need in order to exist. SubhanAllah. Now, أخرج منها ماءها ومرعاها. أخرج منها, Allah Ta'ala brought out from the earth, ماءها, its water. He said he brought out from it its water and its pasture. So Allah Ta'ala brought out from the earth its water by way of running springs, rivers, and oceans, and all of that, all of the water that we would need, not just for our drinking, but also water that would house the animals that we would eat, and animals that we don't necessarily eat, but they do in a job that maintains the food that we eat from that water. We might not understand it. We might not, okay, let's say we don't eat jellyfish, or we don't eat starfish and all of that, but they're doing the job so that the things that we do eat are maintained in a good manner. SubhanAllah. Now, so he brought out from it its water by running springs, and other than that, وَأَنْبَتَ فِيهَا مِنَ النَّبَاتِ مَا تَرْعَاهُ الدَّوَابِ. SubhanAllah. And then he brought out from it mar'aha, its pasture, and then he brought out from it plants that the animals eat. So now here it is, we have plants that we eat and plants that they eat. How can somebody deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Then he placed instinctively in each of us, look at all of the animals don't eat the same kind of vegetation. Then look at the different regions. Look at some things that grow in certain regions and don't grow in other regions. For instance, look in America. Cassava doesn't grow in America. You have to bring it over here to grow, right? It's said that ginger was originally a spice that grew in regions of Asia, Africa, and out of all of Europe in Rome. But in other places, ginger didn't grow there. So each place had a specific type of vegetation that grows, and then you have certain general vegetation that grows everywhere, like potatoes grows almost everywhere. But then you have other things that don't grow everywhere. Pineapples don't grow everywhere. It has to be tropical, like that. The benefit of certain staple food. Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Look at the benefit of certain foods that grow everywhere. Everybody has them. So that gives each place a certain level of self-sufficiency. They don't need the other place. Then you have other stuff that only grows in specific places, which created for each place a reason to have trade with the other place. So each place can be self-sufficient, but at the same time, oh, you got something different over there. Now it's going to strike up trade and doing business between the different lands. Allah Ta'ala said what? إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُم مِّن ذَكَرٍ وَأُنثَىٰ. We created you from male and female. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا. And then we made you into tribes and nations to make you want to get to know each other. So from the things that make these different tribes and nations want to get to know each other is the difference in their colors, the difference in their languages, the difference in their culture, the difference in their foods. All of this draws interest, the proper instinctive interest to find out about another people that Allah Ta'ala placed. SubhanAllah. Now, وَالْجِبَالَ أَرْسَاهَا. And then he placed the mountains in their places. وَالْجِبَالَ جَعَلَهَا ثَابِتَةً عَلَى الْأَرْضِ. And the mountains, he made them firmly placed upon the earth. مَتَعَلَّكُمْ وَلِأَنْعَامِكُمْ. As a temporary enjoyment for you and for your cattle. SubhanAllah. كل ذلك منافع لكم. All of that is a benefit for you. أيها الناس, O mankind, ولأنعامكم, and for your cattle. الذي خلق هذا له له لا يعجز عن إعادة خلقهم من جديد. He said, the ulama explain it. This is for you, O mankind, and your animals, your cattle. So the one who created all of that is not unable to bring you back again. SubhanAllah. Now, so these are the ayat I wanted to mention for today. If there's any statements or questions about these ayat, I'll take them now. Now,
kind of like a question regarding to Allah, how He created everything on the earth for us, and also how do we strike a balance when it comes to Allah create, because we know Allah created everything for us, and we wasn't burdened with its maintenance. But at the same time, you have people mentioning that, okay, we have to take care of the earth, but at the same time, they kind of go extreme into that aspect. We do like not littering and stuff like this. Yeah, we have a role to play, but we can't go extreme. How can we find a balance? Or can you expound on that? Our purpose in regards to,
So I want you to give an example going to extreme. I know what you're talking about, but I want you to give an example for everyone about going to extreme concerning taking care of the earth.
Like, for example, there's a push recently, right? That, okay, fossil fuels, like you shouldn't use it, so they want to move to electric, everything electric. Matter of fact, for example, like electric lawnmowers. I mean, this everything electric. Don't use gas anymore. Don't use fuel, right? Because the ozone layer, as they mentioned way back then, and now climate change and things getting heating up like this. This is an example that I can come up with.
Yeah. So this is an excellent point. So now, we were placed here to maintain it while we're here, and the greatest maintenance that man were placed responsible for to maintain the earth. Inni ja'ilun fil ardi khalifa. Allah said, I'm going to place a khalifa. Those who were yakhlufuna, those who are going to leave progeny, but also those who will rectify, right? Those who will cause rectification. So now, the biggest, our era is that the biggest responsibility for preserving the earth and not causing its destruction, we violated the most, is that we find ways to produce things that actually harm the environment. And we don't look at the final outcome. We look at the immediate benefit. We look at the immediate benefit, not the final outcome. Okay, this is faster. This is, this will last longer. And so we will make those containers that from the plastic, from the fossil fuels that are not biodegradable. And then we don't know how to get rid of them. They're inside the rivers. They're inside the oceans. They're inside the lakes. They're inside the wastelands that are going into the land. And because of that, the toxins that are in that are going into the soil. And because of that, those toxins from the soil are going into the vegetation that we grow. And because of that, it's going into our food. And that food is going into our bodies. And then next thing you know, cancer and like that. So the problem is that we are not looking at the end result of the things we make. We keep looking at, as human beings, the immediate benefit. And this is what is causing our environment to be the way it is, full of pollution and full of these things that are harmful to us. So our responsible number one is that, as the old saying goes, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So the earth wasn't broke for us to think that we have to fix. All we had to do was maintain it as it was. But Allah gave us ingenuity, and He gave us intellect, and we went into that. And through us using our ingenuity and intellect, it proved our deficiency, and it proved the might of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His knowledge, and His wisdom, and His arranging of affairs, and in his understanding of the present, past, and future events, and his knowledge of all of that. Because Allah Ta'ala didn't place anything in the earth that would harm it. That we combined things that he placed in there and brought them together, and we produced the harm. SubhanAllah. So if we were to stick to revelation and look at the Quran, Allah Ta'ala tells us why he made certain things. Surah Al-Nahl, Surah Al-Hadid. He said it. He said he created the skins of animals for us to build homes with it, and also to protect ourselves from the cold. And he said he created the still. It will protect us from the heat and would protect us from each other's harm. So now, and this is an indication, yeah, we're supposed to create weapons out of there, weapons and forces of protection. He said, He said he created this to protect us from the heat and to protect us from the harm of each other. So now if we look at when Allah said why he created this and why he created that, and use it exactly as he said it, we'll be fine. But we're able to do more than that. Look at the Ayah, look at Thamud, look at Fir'aun, look at these people who built great empires, and then what did they do with those empires except that they thought what they built was a reason for them to stop believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every time man does something with his hands and he's impressed by himself, he believes that this is a evidence that there's no longer a need to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, that's a greater reason for us to believe in Allah. So yes, we do believe in I guess in a more balanced way, not destroying the earth. You don't have to save the earth. The earth was fine. The earth was fine. You know, I like to strike the example many times that when we say or judge that an area is a good area or a bad area, where does the judgment of an area being good or bad come from? That's the question. What makes a person say that's a good place or that's a bad place? Safety. What affects the safety? Huh? Something specific. Environment. All of that. The environment, all that. What makes an environment dangerous? Huh? People. Well, now I'm eating. People. The young brother Ibrahim. People. So now there's no such thing as a dangerous neighborhood until you put people there. Based on the type of people, that's what makes it dangerous. We're a problem. We're a problem. So basically, why would I say, no, you don't want to live in that neighborhood? It's not because of the buildings. It's not because of the plants. It's not because of the animals. It's because of the people. People are a problem. Angel said it. You're going to put somebody in there that's going to cause corruption and shed blood? So people are the problem. People are what makes a place good or bad. Even in places in Tanzania, we have the Serengeti. And they have open safaris. And as long as you maintain a behavior that does not excite or incite the animals, I'm talking about the animals that are animals of prey, that prey on other animals, they live, you can watch them, they live their life, they're not coming for you, they're going to jump on the giraffe, they're going to jump on the zebra, the lions and like that. It's not going to bother you. The elephants are going to go about their business and like that. They go after what Allah created for them. People, we are the only ones that transgress and go beyond what Allah made for us and attack other things and just go and kill for sport. Animals kill for need, purpose. We're the only ones that kill for sport, just for the sake of killing it as a trophy. No other creation does that. Trophy killing. And we do it with animals, we do it with plants, and we do it with people. Got guys, they got all kind of markings that, like to show that they killed someone. They say, I got this many bodies. So if we just, to wrap it up, if we just look into the revelation and use everything The way Allah Ta'ala said, this is for that. This is for the rain is for this. The earth is for that. This vegetation is for this. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. But we make these things and we keep thinking the false idea of moving forward. I like to quote this ayah many times. Allah Ta'ala said, كَالَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ in Surah At-Tawbah. كَانُوا أَشَدَّ مِنْكُمْ قُوَّةً وَأَكْثَرَ أَمْوَالًا وَأَوْلَادًا. Allah said, those who came before you, they were more powerful than you. And they had more wealth and more children. No. Bill Gates, all of them combined together, did not have the money of Mansa Musa. Without Apple, without all of that, Mansa Musa had more of natural what was coming out of the land. Mansa Musa had more money than all of these individuals. Harun had more money than all of these individuals. Man, I don't know why they keep saying the richest person ever lived, and they keep referring to these people of today. The people today don't have any money. They have colored paper. People are trading with gold, bars, silver, bar. They were trading with minerals from the earth that still to today have wealth. They can discontinue. You realize that they can discontinue this piece of paper when they invaded Iraq unjustly. That had a currency. A whole currency became invalid. You can do nothing with it. Just paper. My father-in-law, rahimahullah ta'ala, was in Lebanon. Then they had a war. And he wasn't into technology and things like that. So he had hundreds of thousands of the Lebanese money saved up. And then when he was coming back to Egypt, he went to trade it in. They said, oh no, we discontinued that. During the war, you didn't know. We told people to come in and trade it in. And he was stuck with money that was they said it was worthless. Nobody can do that with gold. Can't do it with silver. Can't do it with diamonds. Can't do it with cattle. Can't do it with land. Nobody can just discontinue land. Oh, land is not worth anything anymore. Oh, you can't do that. Nobody can tell you, no, we don't sell gold now. SubhanAllah, these people don't have any money. They have colored paper. Colored paper. Haman, Fir'aun, Qarun, Mansa Musa, and other than them, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, wealthy. Umar, wealthy. Uthman, wealthy. He had real wealth. Nah. So that's the main thing with that. Like we should, back to the old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We have to stop creating things that harm ourselves. This is the problem. By looking at, okay, this could do this, but what is the benefit and what is the harm? And by that, we either do it or not do it. But because the mainstream that are responsible for making these decisions are not connected to revelation, it's done based on the immediate benefit because of their disbelief. They believe that, oh, it's okay if we destroy the earth, we're going to go live in the moon, we're going to go to Mars, they believe they're going to go somewhere else. Nah. Anything else? I hope that answered your question, Abdul Sabir.
نعم جزاك الله خير بارك الله فيك.
Okay, if there's nothing else, we'll stop here. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.